This week's tip is how to sell with tenants.
Yeah. So the first thing you got to do if you're selling a rental property with tenants in it is you have to go and inspect that property and check out the state of the property. There's been more than one time that we've walked into a property, the landlord wants us to sell it for them, and it's just a total dump. So what you have to do there is make sure that the tenants clean up.
Yeah, so that's the first thing. You're right, Tim. We go and check out what it looks like, make sure that it's everything's in place. And if it's not, we would advise the landlord right there and then that these tenants have to get out at the end of their lease, or we have to wait to the end of the lease to actually list the property. But if it's in good shape, we kind of work out the tenant's willingness to work with us. Some tenants don't want to be interrupted, so we have to work around their schedules. We have to work around, if they're willing to let us in when we give them 24 hours notice. And Tim, sometimes we have tenants that don't even care. They're like, yeah, just come over whenever.
Yeah, and they don't require the 24 hours
24 hours.
notice.
So, if that's the case, I mean, we always give 24 hours. Sometimes that if the tenant's super cool, we'll slide a few showings in there if they allow that. But sometimes, they're really aggressive, Tim.
Oh
Like
yeah.
some of the tenants, they're like, nope, we're not letting you in. It's 24 hours. We know the rules, so we have to abide by that. And then the next thing is we always lead as investment focused realtors and working with landlords, tenants for over 20 years. We always work with, well, we always lead with finding investors. We always tell the tenants that we're going to find an investor, especially if they want to stay, that will take over their leases and take them on as tenants. And it's a benefit to them if the property is looking good and they allow showings. And you know what? That always calms them down and it always helps the situation. But there's crazy situations like we have right now. We're selling a property in Deer Run. I think it's called 20 Deermont Circle. It's on the market right now. It's actually pending. But that property there, weirdest situation. We have an up-down suited legal property. The upstairs tenant works shift work and works part-time somewhere else. So she works two jobs and she has a dog. And then the downstairs, he is on call basically. So you never know when he's working and he has a dog. So when there's dogs, it makes it super impossible for you to get the tenant to come home to take the dogs out. And these dogs are quite big
Yeah.
dogs, so they have to come out. They're not in cages in a room or anything like that. So it's been super frustrating trying to get realtors in there. And so what we've had to do is get set times off the tenants. And it's very, very limited. It's like 7:30 to 8:30 each evening, and maybe here and there on a Sunday or a Monday. And even at that time, we've had to get realtors in there, at two different times. They're seeing the upstairs one day and maybe the downstairs the other day. And if the property's good enough and you price it right, when it comes to that, it will impact the pricing. You have to get the pricing right. But even with the limited showings we had on this property, we actually have two offers on it right now. We have a 48-hour clause, which means someone's bought it and has to sell their home to finish off removing their
Yeah.
conditions to buy it. And then while that happened, we had another showing where they put in an offer, and now we give the first offer 48 hours to remove conditions. And the reason why we're telling you this has been the hardest sale we've had with tenants for the last 20 years. We're experts at selling rental properties. That's what we love doing. That's what we focus on. So if you guys ever have a property out there that you want to sell with tenants, and the reason why landlords, Tim, want to sell it with tenants is because they're not missing out on any rent,
Yeah.
right? So it saves them money as well. It takes a certain kind of realtor that understands that you have to get along with everybody involved in the situation, and especially with the buying realtor to relay that on to make sure, no, this is the current situation. They're good people. And right now, the latest offer is taking those tenants on when they buy the property and taking possession in 30 days.
Yeah, and the main thing you want to do is you have to remember that it's their home,
Yeah.
right? So if we as realtors can be as least intrusive as possible, that's what we want to do. We want the sale to go as smoothly as possible because it is the tenant's home.
Yeah, and we've got multiple no's. No, you can't have showings during this time. And we just had to work with it and work with it. And now we're going to sell the property at a great price, in great timing as well. And if you guys are ever thinking how to sell with tenants in place, please give us a buzz. Would love to help you out. That is our crew tip of the week. It's not for everybody, but it is doable for sure selling with tenants.